Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Now that you know the history, let's talk about the flavor of century eggs and how you can enjoy them in different dishes. How to select and store century eggs. Picking a good century egg starts with the shell. Look for eggs with no cracks and a smooth, intact coating if they're traditionally made. Pre-peeled eggs should have glossy, firm whites and yolks that hold their shape. Avoid any with a sour smell. This indicates spoilage. Store them in a cool, dry place if unpeeled. Once opened, keep them in an airtight container in the fridge for up to a week. The longer they sit, the stronger the flavor becomes, so use them within a few days for the best texture. Pro tip: if the ammonia scent is too strong, soak peeled eggs in cold water for 10 minutes before eating. This softens the aroma without dulling the taste. Nutritional profile and health benefits. Century eggs don't just pack bold flavor, they also bring a surprising nutritional punch. While they're often misunderstood as rotten or unhealthy, these preserved eggs retain much of their original nutrients while gaining unique qualities from the fermentation process. Let's break down what's inside and clear up common misconceptions. A protein-rich, nutrient-dense food. At their core, century eggs are rich in protein and essential minerals. A single egg typically provides high-quality protein, around 7 to 8 grams, similar to a fresh egg but with a more concentrated umami taste. Vitamin A supports vision and immune function, though levels drop slightly during preservation. Iron and selenium. Key for energy and antioxidant defense, with selenium levels often higher due to the curing process. Calcium and phosphorus. These minerals, absorbed from the curing paste, contribute to bone health. The fermentation process also breaks down fats and proteins, making them easier to digest. The yolk's creamy texture comes from this transformation, which unlocks amino acids that enhance flavor. Potential health risks. Despite their benefits, century eggs come with a few caveats. Here's what to watch for and how to enjoy them safely. High sodium content. The curing process uses salt, so one egg can contain 300 to 500 milligrams of sodium, about 15 to 20% of the daily limit. Pair them with low-sodium foods like fresh vegetables or unsalted tofu to balance it out. Heavy metals. Traditional clay coatings sometimes contain traces of lead. Modern commercial versions are lead-free, but if you're buying from small producers, check for safety certifications. Strong ammonia smell. Harmless but off-putting. Rinsing peeled eggs in cold water or pairing them with acidic ingredients like vinegar or ginger mellows the odor. Moderation is key. Eating century eggs occasionally, as ChatGPT said, part of a varied diet lets you enjoy their unique taste without overdoing sodium or potential contaminants. Debunking myths. Let's tackle 2 big myths. They're rotten. The preservation process prevents spoilage. The dark color and strong smell come from chemical reactions, not decay. They lack nutrition. While some vitamins, like B12, degrade, the protein and mineral content remains high, sometimes even enhanced. Think of them like aged cheese, intense, fermented, and full of character, but perfectly safe and nutritious when handled correctly. Now that you know their nutritional story, you can appreciate century eggs beyond their wild appearance. They're a flavorful, protein-packed ingredient with deep cultural roots. Debunking myths about century eggs. Century eggs spark curiosity and, for some, hesitation. Stories swirl around their dark appearance and pungent aroma. Some claim they're rotten, others worry about safety. Let's separate fact from fiction with a closer look at what really happens during their transformation. The science behind the transformation. Century eggs aren't rotten, they're fermented through a chemical process. When fresh eggs are coated in an alkaline mixture, a reaction breaks down proteins and fats. Here's how it works. Alkaline environment. The high pH from the curing paste denatures proteins, turning egg whites into a gelatinous texture and dark color. Maillard reaction. Amino acids and sugars react, deepening flavor without spoilage. This is the same process that browns toast or sears steak. Fat breakdown. Yolks develop their creamy texture as fats emulsify, similar to how fermentation softens cheese. The result? A preserved egg with a complex, savory taste, not decay. Modern food science confirms it's safe when prepared correctly. Common myths versus facts. Myth: they're unsafe to eat. Fact: properly cured century eggs undergo controlled fermentation, which prevents harmful bacteria. Commercial producers follow strict safety standards. Myth: they're soaked in horse urine. Yes, this comes up. Fact: this rumor has zero basis. The curing process relies on alkaline salts, not animal waste. Traditional or modern, the ingredients are food grade. Myth: the dark color means they're expired. Fact: the color comes from chemical changes, not rot. Think of it like caramelized onions, deep hue signal flavor, not spoilage. To spot a bad egg: avoid cracked shells or sour odors. Freshly peeled eggs should have glossy, firm whites. A slimy texture means it's past its prime. These eggs might look unconventional, but they're as safe as yogurt or kimchi, fermented foods with bold flavors rooted in science, not mystery. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.